Greetings to all you all in YouTube land. This is Trans8010. I stutter when I review toys. Formerly the Stuttering Toy Nerd, but I'm giving that moniker a rest now in favor of just Trans8010. That's how you all know me the best, so that's how I am going to call myself from now on. So this is Trans8010 with another toy review. This time I've thrown a curveball in. I'm reviewing something that possibly has never been reviewed on YouTube before. Not exactly sure why, because they were great toys. They were a huge media craze in 1991 through 1993. And here they are. The Incredible Crash Dummies. The Incredible Crash Dummies were just very, very simple, very, very fun toys. They were dummies that pretty much looked like the those PSA ads from the mid-80s up until, I'm still not really sure if they still use them, but their mascots were Vince and Larry. And what they did was they showed them in crash situations, you know, flying forward, going through windshields. Kids loved these PSAs, so, you know, they kept making them. And their motto was, "Don't be a dummy like them, buckle your safety belt." And it worked. The development of these dummies were because more and more people were dying in car-related accidents due to not wearing their seatbelts in the 70s and 80s. So the traffic safety decided we were going to come up with some dummies for our kids to laugh at, I guess, and we'll see what happens. Well, the Tyco toy company, now absorbed by Mattel, decided to take things one step further. Take a popular PSA ad and make a collectible, cool line of toys. Traffic safety was right on board, and they licensed the Vince and Larry dummies to them, along with Tyco creating some of their others. Now this one's Dash. Dash is a dummy that, well, he doesn't really have a bio like the other dummies. He basically is just the crash test dummy that comes with the crash car. And what makes these dummies so really freaking popular is these two buttons right here. Before I get in that, let's get into Dash a little bit. They're really kind of hard to stand up because, after all, when they're loose toys when they fly apart. He's wearing a yellow jumpsuit with the Incredible Crash Dummies logo on the back, with caution checkers, the caution circle, and caution stripes down the sides of his jumpsuit in the front and the back. Whoops. Gave away the surprise there. His head has also got on the sides the crash caution logo, along with a bullseye right on the side of the head, because after all, he's supposed to go through the windshield of his crash car. And some black boots. Very, very lifelike for the PSA ads, if you've ever seen them. If you do, I'd suggest you check them out on YouTube. Now, to work everything, you basically just press these two buttons. So when you press this button, the head and the arms fly off. And then when you press the remaining button, the legs fall off. And those are the Incredible Crash Dummies. Now, it wouldn't be so much of a fun toy if you had to basically just push these buttons over and over again. These toys had to have been made for accessories. And one of the greatest ever action figure accessories to ever come out of any toy line is a car that you can crash over and over and over and over again. Here it is, released the same year, the Incredible Crash Dummies Crash Car. Now, believe it or not, some of these mint-in-box copies can go upwards to about hundreds of dollars on the secondary market. I got this off of eBay just a couple of days ago for only $24.99. That's right, $24.99. And if you don't believe me, there's the original box. Roll the car out of the way. One thing that is very disappointing about this box is Tyco decided not to make these collector friendly. So instead of the box being taped, they glued it. So there's a little flap damage here. But whatever. I didn't tear this nice, awesome crash display right here. Car going right to a brick wall. And of course, the dummies popping out and being saved by the airbag. This car crashes and snaps back, ready to crash again. Includes crunching fenders, pop off front wheels, working airbag, blow away windshield, shear off roof, working seat belts, ejecting passenger seat, and seats 2 crash dummy figures. Only one of them included, Dash, the special dummy figure. There's the Vince and Larry Crash Dummies logo. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt. And of course, the back of the box showed you everything that the car could do in more detailed illustrations. And you can collect all these vehicles and playsets. I really plan on not collecting anything else other than the Crash Test Center, maybe some of the figures, and the Crash and Bash chair. There's just not much into the line for me. The crash car is pretty much all you need. Maybe I will get the student driver car just because it's basically the same thing as this, but it's not. Alright. Now let's look at the crash car. Now the crash car itself looks pretty much like all those cars that you would have seen in those PSA ads. It's got all the caution lines and insignias. Oops. Well, we're going to take that off anyway. That you would have seen in those PSA ads to show that this was a safety test vehicle. And it was a painstaking to get all these labels all lined up correctly. Even the one on the dashboard. Oops, I'm forgetting something. Oops. There's a steering wheel cap supposed to go here. It's in the other room, I'll have to go get it. It's got these door frames here to keep the dummy inside the door. And when I say real working seatbelts, I mean real working seatbelts. This had to have been the very first action figure line that have seatbelts in the cars. Don't quote me on that though. And I'm not talking about like, you know, rubber bands or whatever to hold the figures in place. I'm talking about molded in seatbelts, which also serve a purpose. With the passenger seat, if you don't buckle your safety belt, this seat comes unlatched. So when you buckle the safety belt, so when you buckle your safety belt, it disarms this feature. And of course, when you push everything forward, the wheels pop off, the airbag deflates, and if you didn't have this seatbelt thingy in, that comes forward. And that's pretty much all it does with the crash car. But it won't be much fun if I just demonstrated it like that. Let's go and crash this thing.